Summer is ending, but not on Peregrine Island. Are you Team Mia or are you Team Amber? Let's discuss on the A-List After Show on AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, AfterBuzzers? I am your host, Ollie Drennan, and I'm joined by a fantastic co-host, Mr. Archie Jay, to my left. How are you doing?
I'm so good. I mean, I'm a little shook after watching the A-List.
We're here.
But we're here to talk.
Yeah, we're here to talk about the A-List on Netflix. Like, when I first heard about the show, I'm like, okay, it sounds like American Horror Story, or maybe I should say British Horror Story.
British Horror Story
mixed with Degrassi, mixed with like Lost. Okay,
yeah,
that's what I'm feeling.
Okay, I'm into that.
All right, well, I'm into this combo that we're about to have. Okay, because we got a lot to talk about. We're talking about episode 1. It's called Here She Is at Last. So we got a lot to talk about. I got to tease some of these topics. We got to talk about Amber, because this girl's crazy. We got to talk about Mia, because we're kind of here for her, but she's a little problematic. And of course, we have the secret party that we're going to just go right into, right?
That secret party.
But first, let's get your initial thoughts, Archie. Got to help me out. What are your thoughts on this episode, season premiere, basically?
Yeah.
And did anyone in particular stand out to you?
You know what? I thought it was, I didn't know where it was going to go when I first watched the first episode, but as I completed the first episode, my initial thoughts were, okay, a little odd, but you want to keep watching because you want to find out where this goes and what happens to Mia and who's this new girl, Amber. Like, you just want to know so much. And I feel like the one to watch for me was definitely Amber, because she came out of nowhere and made that grand entrance. So I was intrigued. I was intrigued.
Yeah, she came up and was talking about, I missed the ferry. I had a late ferry or whatever.
You did not miss a ferry.
All right. I like those like interesting side characters to look out for, like Alex, those weird quirky ones, because I can relate. But anyways, I digress, because they obviously are never really like the focal point, but they have so much, I think, backstory that is just so interesting. Yeah. But, let's kick it off first. Also, before we get to our topic, I want to say we do have a live chat. So shout out to everyone in the live chat. If you have anything to say, any comments or questions, anything we're missing, because this was such a great first episode. There's so much to talk about. So I want to shout out the live chat real quick. We got Valentina, Amy Wee. Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
Amy's here for Mia all the way.
Slay Queen Slay. Hashtag Slay Queen Slay.
Well, thank you. Keep talking with us. Keep chatting. Well, let's talk about Mia since you brought her up. Topic number 1. This is our protagonist, but she's also kind of mean, little shady.
Yeah, she's like on the fence when it comes to both of those.
Yeah, but I also think she's very interesting, because it would also be boring to have this perfect female protagonist who has no flaws, because let's face it, we're all like imperfect and we can relate to kind of certain things that aren't necessarily good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like, for me, the first episode with Mia, I felt like she did not give me, I wasn't like on her side at first, because she was also very, I am the queen, very Ashley Tisdale, of the situation from Hairspray, not Hairspray, High School Musical, but that's just what I got. She came up a little problematic, and after Amber came into the picture, that's when I was like, okay, you aren't the HBIC, so to speak, of the bunch, so I'm here for you now. But at first I was kind of turned off.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still.
Why are you laughing?
Because I'm like, not Ashley Tisdale. Not Ashley Tisdale. Was it I think it was Brittany Snow in Hairspray.
Brittany Snow in Hairspray, but like Ashley Tisdale in High School Musical.
Okay, it's always those.
Or London Tipton from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, if you want to go there.
Oh my gosh. Not really my era, but I know of London. I know of her. I will say that she was very bougie.
Yeah.
She didn't want to be there. She had her designer boots. I remember she met Kaylee. Kaylee was so team, like, all up in Mia's grill and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, Kaylee, you're very cute, but where's your personality?
The Katie girl, right?
Yeah. And she was like, we have the same boots. And they were clearly different. She probably got hers at Ross, and Mia got hers at, Dolce & Gabbana, whatever.
Balling on a budget. You go, Kaylee.
But also, we love a thrift store. And I think quickly with Mia, she automatically, which I didn't like, was she seemed to already be interested in Dev. At least that's what I got from her. I'm like, girl, you don't need no man. Like, ugh. And Dev also looks like Shawn Mendes.
You think so?
He's not ugly, but I'm like,
Whoa, you think Shawn Mendes is ugly? Okay.
No.
I don't know. I feel like when you go away to camp, have you ever been to camp?
I actually haven't.
Okay,
I was gonna ask that, but
I have.
okay.
Yeah. You know, you're isolated, so to speak. So you're just trying to find your go-to person to just vibe out with.
Right.
So she was on the hunt. Can't blame her. But definitely, she came on a bit too strong.
I also want to know how old these characters are. Like, I'm sure high school, but I would like to know, like, maybe a more redefined age group for some of these characters, just so you have some kind of like I don't know what I'm trying to say, more structure into kind of how you view these characters and their mindsets, I guess, at their ages.
Yeah. They didn't really talk about that, but they did in later episodes. I think someone mentioned that they have a boyfriend in college. It alludes to them being in high school, but they did seem a little old to be doing the antics that they were doing.
It's like they're trying almost to like be older than they are too,
right?
At some points. So we've got to talk about the elephant in the room, or maybe the alien, the witch. I don't know what you want to call her, but this is a girl, this character, Amber, who actually arrives late to the campgrounds. They're playing their little icebreaker game. Alex is like, screw this, I hate icebreaker games. Yeah. And she just kind of comes in, and I'm like, who the hell is Amber? Everyone just like automatically accepted that she was there. So clearly there's something weird. And we even saw Mia when she arrived, there was a weird, strange figure above her looking down. And that was like, I'm like, oh, that was Amber. You know, she crash landed from her ship. I don't know. So what are your thoughts on Amber? Because I'm getting really spooky, strange, paranormal vibes from her already in this first episode.
Very spooky. I didn't like the fact that she came into the group. They were doing icebreakers, like you said, and they were tossing a beanbag, right? And she like threw it down. Pretty aggressive, Amber, to come off so strong at camp. Chill out.
Right.
And then also she's overstepped her boundaries when it came to the bunk bed situation. Right. So I was definitely turned off by Amber, especially, you know, her being in high school. When I was in high school, you never trust a girl with a bob. You know, a bob. You don't trust a girl with a bob in high school. And I just immediately was like, this is going to be problematic, and I'm alarmed.
That's so funny. I've never heard that. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, does it, because there's different versions of bobs. There's long bobs, there's medium bobs, and then there's like those short, like Dutch boy bobs.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's something else.
That's
but it's the
berries
right
and
here.
cream.
It's the right here. It's the new, that whole Kim Kardashian new era that she's doing. That right there. If you're in high school rocking that, it's scary.
It's like, oh, you're a fan of Kardashians, you're problematic. No, get out of here. But I will say, I really like her hair color though.
The blonde, Amber blonde.
Like, she has some. I really like that blonde. I'm digging it.
Yeah, good. You know.
But she
colorist.
I will say that she really, Amber, something that I don't like her, but I'm really liking the fact that she is this character that's screwing.
Yeah.
Not screwing.
Uh-oh.
She's kind of messing with our protagonist, Mia.
Yes.
Because Mia's a jerk.
She's shaking it up.
Yeah, and Mia, I think, is used to getting her way, and she's not used to another queen bee. As I think there was like there's a monologue in this episode about queens going up against each other, and I like seeing, because of that, I think that Amber's going to bring out a softer side of Mia, which we don't see clearly in this episode.
No.
But I'm interested because I think that also makes Mia more of a multidimensional character and not so much of this queen bee character, which Amber seems to be like entirely.
In the live chat, I will say that Amy Wee is saying that Amber gives her a boss vibes like Cheryl from Riverdale. Have you ever seen Riverdale?
I've seen a couple episodes.
I've seen Riverdale, and Cheryl definitely has boss vibes, so I get the correlation there.
Okay.
But the comparison, I don't know. Okay. It's a bit high strung, and I don't know. It wasn't. How did you adjust to the accents?
Oh, well, honestly, like, I'm not used to watching anything like BBC. I'm not used to watching anything English or UK related, but maybe I should.
Me neither.
So it's interesting, but I also got used to it. Like, I thought it would kind of be jarring for me. I hope that's not rude to say, but I was instantly used to just everyone having an accent.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it was an easy adjustment. I was just a bit confused because I also like did a stint in London. I didn't know if it was Australian or British. So
no,
but it came together,
right?
Yeah,
because sometimes there's Australian accents. There's even New Zealand accents or Kiwi, whatever the proper definition of that. But yeah, you always want to ask, like, oh, are you Australian? Are you UK? Are you Irish? Some people think Irish accents are English accents, so it's like you don't want to offend people. Basically, long story short. What were your thoughts on Amber's new bestie, Kaylee, who cut her damn hair? So I'm like, oh, those were extensions. Those were extensions the entire time. Of
course. So I was like, it's just so it was very unfortunate because it was just like, oh, I thought you were gonna be a faithful friend, a loyal trooper throughout this camp experience, because camp is brutal, I will say. Although my camp was a bit different. I went to Christian sports camp.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, a good time. But yeah, it was very creepy to me how she was just very easily manipulated to cut her hair that she brushes 100 times a day.
Yeah. So obviously she had the connection, but Amber coming in, it's almost as if, does Amber have this control over her, or is Kaylee really just that susceptible?
Yeah.
Susceptible, I can't say that word, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Prone to just kind of attaching herself to a character that has all this power. Like she's like so invested in being popular, attached to the Queen Bee, possibly kind of like one of the plastics of Mean Girls, or like Karen, or maybe a Gretchen, more likely a Gretchen. I think that's what I'm looking for from Mean Girls. But yeah, that actually happened right after the whole, I believe that happened after when Amber and Mia were doing the Capture the Flag game, and Amber made it seem to everyone that Mia dropped her during that. So what were your thoughts on that particular moment, and did Mia really drop her, or was that all Amber's game? Because that was super shady. I'm still processing it.
It is very super shady, but for some reason, as we saw her, stare at the stars and things like that, and kind of like vanish in and give innuendos that she was hovering over Mia when they arrived, I thought that this girl has some type, maybe this is like some alluding to a sci-fi type of show, and she could like brainwash people, because it was just so easy for these people to all of a sudden just listen to what Amber has to say.
Yeah, and also I'm thinking to myself, these counselors, there's only 2 of them.
Oh my gosh.
We have Mags and Dave, and I'm like thinking to myself, they need to control some of these kids, okay? Because they're very oblivious, but I wonder if that's caused by Amber's, if she has this power, this control over even the counselors. She's just so influential. She's an influencer. She probably has like 50. She probably has like 50K on Instagram. I don't know.
That Bob.
that dang Bob.
That dang Bob. I don't know. I will say that I wish that they prefaced more when they arrived on camp. I remember the guy being the camp leader, but I thought that the female camp leader was a student.
Oh.
Did I miss that? Was I the only one left hanging?
No, I think maybe
it was just me. It was just me. Okay, just check it.
They were just too into that icebreaker game. They were like,
they were. That's what it was for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, overexcited, overzealous camp counselors, both of them.
Okay.
So I guess we'll just end this episode with the whole secret party storyline, because Mia originally planned this party out in the woods. Only cool people can go. Like, obviously, hello, you have to have a certain following. Anyway. And Mia ended up canceling it because of the whole thing that happened with Capture the Flag, and everyone's upset with her, so clearly no one wants to go to this party. But then Amber takes the reins and kind of steals the party in a sense, so it kind of disrupts everything. And so what were your thoughts on how that turned out? Because Amber played Mia again when she jumped off that cliffs, and we're seeing such a vulnerable side of Mia, which you kind of get behind after seeing her hard, prickly disposition in the beginning of the episode.
It was, first of all, I will say that to me, the throwing of the party it was very random. I remember that was one of the things that I jotted down. It was just very random, and it seemed like it was kind of like spiteful to throw this party and maybe leave some people out. So the fact that she canceled it and then it was still going on, and she was perturbed, and she showed up in her pajamas.
Looking a damn mess. Girl, hot mess.
I mean, she was clean. She was fresh out of the shower.
Yeah.
So give her some points.
And Mia's a baddie. Let's be real. Like, she's a baddie. And even
she is.
Kaylee looked like a baddie too with the bob. I'm not gonna lie. When I was like,
she did look good.
I was like, damn, that's a good bob. Like, I will say, I know we're a little questionable on bobs, but
hers it was better than Amber's.
Right.
It had a little.
It just had some. Like,
it had edge.
It had movement.
There you go. Stiff wear.
Amber's doesn't move. It's just a little like. Anyways, so
she's gonna find you and show up in her telepathic ways.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna become like Kaylee and just be obsessed with her soon. But this episode ends.
Oh, gosh.
Any more thoughts before we move on to our special segment?
I mean, I feel like with that party situation, after she was Mia confronted Amber, there was a weird turning point where she really saw where the alliance stood with her and Kaylee. And then following that, she, took a moment to go cry, and I feel like this was a very pivotal moment and a very significant moment when it comes to the first episode, that Amber followed her to the cliff, and there was that whole drama of how, you're weak, and the difference between me and you is I can walk on the edge and not be scared, and you're scared more than me, and you're not even on the edge. And then I thought the girl was gone, and then she popped back up.
So she can fly as well.
She can fly as well.
Maybe teleport. Are these illusions? I guess this is more predictions wise. But yeah, I just really love to see the turn in Mia, because at first you're not really on her side until the very end of the episode. And it shows that she even cares about Amber, because she was telling Amber, pleading, like, please don't jump. Right. And she don't even like the girl.
See, that showed she had heart.
Yeah.
Now Amber, she don't have no heart. She got no heart. We don't know where her heart went, but
I don't know. Well, if you're in the live chat or if you're not watching live, get those predictions running, get them going, because we'd love to hear them. And so why don't we just move on to our special segment of the week?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am so genius, and I came up with MVC, because acronyms, right? It's MVP, but this time it's MVC, which means Most Valuable Camper. And basically, you got to tell me, who is the MVC of the week in this episode?
The most valuable camper?
Yeah.
The most valuable. Okay, let me think about who stood up to the place.
You got this. You went to the Christian sports camp. You could. This is like
dish it out. I'm gonna have to go with the most valuable. I don't want to go with the typical answer. So I'm going to have to say, although we did not talk about him that much, I'm going to have to say Dev. I'm going to have to say Dev.
Shawn Mendes?
He came in with his good looks. He showed that he had the girls kind of going after him. And he pretty much stayed in the background. See, I like characters that have more to offer and suspicion. I feel like we got a lot from Amber and Mia straight off the gate, which was a lot from me. I don't know about you, so I'm gonna go with Dev.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I like that you totally surprised me, because I'm gonna go with the superficial answer.
Are you surprised? I want to see your surprised face. There you go.
It wasn't authentic. No, but I'm gonna go with Amber.
Yeah.
Because I don't want her to manipulate me. No, but I really just loved seeing her screw the whole camp up, because I didn't know really what to expect going into this show.
Yeah.
And for her to have all this power and turn Mia into like the underdog, which you don't expect by looking at her in the beginning of the episode. And I also just want to see her get taken down too. So, Amber, you're the MVC this week for me, but hopefully another character will be the MVC moving forward. And if you're tuning in, please let us know your MVC, Most Valuable Camper, because that's our special segment.
Also in the live chat, I will say Valentina. I'm clearly having problems. She said the MVP is the camp leader with her enthusiasm.
Mags.
She had all the enthusiasm, I will say.
Maybe she's on something.
Also, Amy said the goddess Mia.
Oh, okay. Shout out to y'all. Thanks for chatting with us. So you got to chat with us more, and so do you, Archie.
Yeah, let's chat.
We got to get to predictions, okay? Rapid predictions and what's to come on this amazing show.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You take it away.
All right. Well, we didn't talk about this because I forgot about it until now, but there is the character Alex who really stood out to me. She's kind of like this bad, interesting character with a beanie.
Yes.
And I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to see more of her. But I think her and Mia had like this quick little scene in the cabin. So, and I think that was foreshadowing of them maybe possibly getting together and working to take down Amber. And then I'm wondering, this is a long shot, I'm wondering that if maybe Mia is crazy. Maybe everyone's like totally sane, and then Mia this whole time, maybe there's a twist at some point. I know it's a long shot, but maybe Mia's crazy and is super paranoid or something.
Wow.
I don't know. That's...
Yeah.
Help me out here.
Okay.
You're like, no, Ollie, wrong.
I just remember at some point in the cabin, someone said to Mia, "Shake a leg." I don't know if you remember that, and she was so thrown off by it. So,
because that was like slang, I think. Wasn't that? Like,
was it slang or something?
I think it was like UK slang.
Oh, okay.
Why? What were we gonna say?
No, I just figured that since Amber has all these weird telepathic situations, that maybe something was going to happen to her leg. I don't know. I'm so lost watching this show. It could go either way.
So Mia, next episode is going to...
She's going to losing legs.
I love it. Well, let us know your predictions. If you're joining us live or not, that's totally fine. Or listening to us on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your amazing podcasts. Yeah, because we want to hear from you. You're just a part of this show just as much as we are.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we do have to wrap up. But that's totally fine because we're going to be talking about the next episodes, the next 3 other episodes. So episode 2, episode 3, episode 4 of the A-List today. So join us live. I see you, Amy, Valentina. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Because we're about to talk about episodes 2, 3, and 4. So until then, Archie. Until then, we're gonna stay here.
Until the next 5 minutes.
Literally. Where can we find you on social media?
On all social media platforms at Archie Jay Speaks. That's Jay Speaks.
Yeah, you better educate. Let them know where they can find you. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. And I'm your host, Ollie Drennan. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer. Until then, in a couple minutes, we'll be talking more A-List on AfterBuzz TV.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.